may have wondered if these electrons are being given, where do they go? So, due to the law of conservation of matter, the electrons that the metals give must go somewhere. We can't just destroy them. They've got to go somewhere. And the somewhere that they go is to nonmetals. So if you remember back to our initial analogy here, that we have metals and nonmetals. Males are the metals they give. Nonmetals are the misses they receive. So if you think about the engagement ring, the guys give the girl the ring. And receiving is negative, and I don't feel negative when I take a gift. But for this one, if you can do the alliteration, nonmetals, all the ends are negative. So they are going to gain the electrons or receive the electrons. So we're going to start with our first example, and we are just going to do carbon. So carbon is a little bit of an anomaly in that it has that 2s1, 2p3. So if we look at its s and then its 3p electrons, it looks like this. So in order to get noble gases and gain electrons, it's going to receive 4 electrons. So in order to fill, it's going to be 4. So we are going to then have He 2s2 and 2p6 for its electron configuration. So it started with 4. Okay, and we now have 8. So that means carbon is a -4 ion. Again, you can see them written as 4- as well. I don't really care which direction, but the number of electrons that you receive is the magnitude of your charge. So if we do one that's not quite so weird, let's look back at our element of fluorine. Okay, so this is one of your halogens. So if I do fluorine, I'm going to do He 2s2, 2p7. Oh, excuse me, 2p5. So there should be a total of 7 valence electrons. So again, we're in group 7a of the periodic table, so those 7 valence electrons. So the magic number is 8. So you can also look at it from, if I have 7, 7 minus 8 is -1. So that is helpful. Or I can look at it from that orbital notation. I have pairs in the S, and then I have 2 pairs and a single in the F. So I'm going to bring in this extra electron from one of the metals. So fluorine would then become a -1 because it's picking up 1 electron, and its configuration would now be 2s2, 2p6 for a total of 8 valence electrons. Okay, or its octet is complete. So we're looking for that magic number of 8. So again, all of this can get really cumbersome as you're working your way through, but there is, again, a little trick. And if you're wondering why I keep using this old periodic table, is I'm looking at this 0. So if you remember, the noble gases don't need any electrons, so their charge is 0. We just did fluorine, which was a -1, and we did carbon, which is a -4. So if you think of this as your number line, okay, and again, the number line is going to have 0 here, going this direction is going to be negative. We have that situation here on the nonmetals. So remember, nonmetals are negative, so I'm going to have -2, -3, -4, and -5. So nonmetals are a lot easier to predict their charges than the metals. We don't have all those exception things. Probably the biggest exception I showed you was carbon, just because it has that funny orbital notation because of spreading those electrons out to minimize those electron repulsions. But really, those are your charges for the nonmetals. There's a couple multiple choice questions for you. If you use your periodic table, it's very easy to get those charges. Okay, so complete those multiple choice questions in Blend, and you'll be ready to roll into the assignment.